Data integrity and compliance in biopharma manufacturing.
Bloodhouse Bio, unlocking the biopharma journey from genes to medicines.
Data integrity and compliance are critical components of biopharma manufacturing. Biopharmaceutical products are highly regulated, and the manufacturing process must adhere to strict guidelines to ensure the safety and efficacy of the final product. Data integrity refers to the accuracy, completeness, consistency, and reliability of data throughout the entire manufacturing process. It is essential to maintain accurate records of all activities related to biopharmaceutical manufacturing, including raw materials, testing results, equipment maintenance, and process control. Compliance refers to adhering to regulatory requirements, such as Good Manufacturing Practice (GMP), which ensures that products are consistently produced and controlled according to quality standards. Compliance also involves adhering to local, national, and international regulations, including safety and environmental standards. The importance of data integrity and compliance in biopharma manufacturing cannot be overstated. The consequences of non-compliance can be severe, including regulatory sanctions, product recalls, and damage to the company's reputation. Poor data integrity can lead to inaccuracies in product testing, which can impact product safety and efficacy. It can also lead to problems with product quality, supply chain issues, and other risks. In summary, data integrity and compliance are critical aspects of biopharma manufacturing. Adhering to regulatory requirements and maintaining accurate records helps ensure that biopharmaceutical products are safe, effective, and of high quality. It is crucial that companies invest in robust quality management systems to ensure that data integrity and compliance are priorities throughout the manufacturing process. Best practice for data integrity and compliance. ALCOA and ALCOA Plus are two widely used concepts in the pharmaceutical industry to ensure data integrity and compliance. ALCOA and ALCOA Plus principle is an acronym applied to ensure good data quality from source documentation. It is used for both paper and electronic data sources. These guidelines are implemented by both the FDA and EMA. The ALCOA and ALCOA Plus principles serve as a framework for ensuring data integrity throughout the entire life cycle of data. By implementing these principles, biopharma manufacturing companies can establish a robust quality management system that supports compliance with regulatory requirements. ALCOA is a basic framework for ensuring the quality and integrity of data. It was originally developed by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) in the 1990s. ALCOA Plus expands on the original ALCOA principles and adds additional elements to it. ALCOA Plus was developed by the World Health Organization (WHO) and is now widely accepted as the standard for data integrity in the life sciences industry. These principles are important in life sciences because accurate and reliable data is essential for decision-making in research, clinical trials, and regulatory submissions. Without data integrity, research results may be flawed, leading to potentially dangerous outcomes for patients and affecting the credibility of the industry. By adhering to ALCOA Plus principles, data can be collected, managed, and reported in a consistent and transparent manner, ensuring that results are trustworthy and can be relied upon. A in ALCOA is attributable. Data must be attributable to the person who created it or recorded it. This means that there should be a clear record of who performed the activity, when it was done, and what data was generated. This helps to ensure that data can be traced back to its source and that accountability is maintained. For example, the person who weighed a raw material should sign next to the weight measurement. The operator responsible for performing the filling operation signs and dates the batch record to show who performed the task. In a laboratory, if a technician conducts an experiment, they should sign and date the lab notebook, indicating that they are responsible for the data recorded. L in ALCOA is legible. Data must be easily readable and understandable. This means that it should be written in a clear and concise manner, using standard abbreviations and terminology. Illegible data can lead to errors and misinterpretation, which can have serious consequences. For example, all data entries on the batch record are written neatly in clear and legible handwriting. Electronic records should be displayed in a clear font, and at an appropriate size. C in ALCOA is contemporaneous. Data must be recorded at the time the activity is performed. This means that there should be no delay in recording the data, as this can lead to inaccuracies and errors. For example, environmental monitoring data should be recorded immediately after sampling is completed. The filling operation data is recorded as soon as possible after the operation is performed to minimize the risk of errors or omissions. In a clinical trial, data should be recorded immediately after a subject's visit, rather than waiting until later. O in ALCOA is original. Data must be recorded in its original form, without any alterations or changes. This means that data should not be modified, deleted, or overwritten, as this can compromise the integrity of the data. For example, in a laboratory, if an error is made when recording data, a line should be drawn through the incorrect data, but it should not be erased or removed. If a batch record needs to be revised, the original record should be retained and the changes should be clearly marked and dated. A in ALCOA is accurate. Data must be accurate and truthful. This means that it should reflect what was actually observed or measured, and there should be no intentional or unintentional errors or omissions. For example, key weighing balances used in the process are calibrated and verified before and after each use. The data is accurately reflect the measurements. In a manufacturing environment, if a batch of product fails a quality test, the data should accurately reflect the results of the test, even if it means the batch needs to be discarded. In summary, ALCOA provides a framework for ensuring the integrity of data throughout its entire life cycle. By adhering to these principles, you can help to ensure that data is reliable, consistent, and trustworthy, which is essential for maintaining the quality and safety of pharmaceutical products. When ALCOA is already there, why ALCOA Plus was introduced. The ALCOA principles were originally developed in the 1990s to provide a framework for ensuring the integrity of data in the pharmaceutical industry. However, with the increasing digitization of data and the proliferation of electronic records, it became apparent that the original ALCOA principles needed to be updated and expanded to reflect the changing landscape of data management. ALCOA Plus was introduced to provide a more robust and comprehensive framework for ensuring data integrity in the modern digital age, and to address the challenges and risks associated with the increasing digitization of data in the pharmaceutical industry. One of the ALCOA Plus principle is complete. This principle requires that data is complete and includes all relevant information. This means that data should not be missing any important details that could impact the accuracy and reliability of the data. For example, in a biopharma manufacturing process, complete data would include all necessary information about the materials used, equipment used, manufacturing steps taken, and any testing or quality control measures applied throughout the process. If a clinical trial is being conducted, all adverse events, including the severity and duration of each event, must be recorded to ensure that the data is complete. One of the ALCOA Plus principle is consistent. The consistent principle requires that data is consistent with other data generated from the same study or experiment. This means that data should be standardized and uniform, regardless of the data source or record. This ensures that data can be compared and analyzed across different data sources and records. For example, if the batch number is recorded as B123 in one document, it should be recorded as B123 in all other relevant documents. If two different laboratory analysts perform the same test on the same sample, the results should be consistent with each other. One of the ALCOA Plus principle is enduring. The enduring principle requires that data is enduring and remains accessible and usable over time. This means that the data should be stored in a way that ensures long-term availability and accessibility. This means that data should be stored in a secure and accessible location, and any necessary backups should be created. This ensures that data is available for review and verification even years after it was generated. For example, if a clinical trial generates electronic data, it should be stored in a format that can be easily accessed and used even after many years have passed. Using standardized formats such as PDF, XML, or CSV ensures that data remains accessible even if the original software used to create it is no longer available. One of the ALCOA Plus principle is available. The available principle requires that data is available for inspection, review, and audit. This means that the data should be stored in a way that allows it to be easily retrieved for inspection or audit purposes. This ensures that the company can demonstrate compliance with regulatory requirements and that the data can be used for decision-making purposes. For example, if a regulatory agency requests to review a batch record from a pharmaceutical company, the record be readily accessible and provided in a timely manner. This may involve ensuring that the record is stored in a format that is easily searchable and retrievable, and that appropriate access controls are in place to protect the confidentiality and integrity of the data. In summary, ALCOA Plus provides a more comprehensive framework for ensuring data integrity in the digital age. By adhering to these principles, you can help to ensure that data is not only accurate, but also complete, consistent, enduring, and available when needed.
Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.